Good afternoon. We're going to be making another beautiful salad. This is my version of the Shirazi salad. Since I do not use raw tomatoes in my cooking, I'm going to be putting in a whole gamut of other flavor possibilities and color. And I thank the Persians for their inspiration. It's beautiful. So what we're going to do first is that I'm going to be putting in some extra virgin olive oil. This is the most important aspect of starting this, and since it's a one pot thing, we have to be really careful. So we put in the coriander powder first. I'm going to be putting in some lime juice, and to that I'm going to be adding in some carrots. So the carrots will soften as we go along. To this, some fresh thyme, and it's all about building the flavor. So if you want to make this salad into a beautiful centerpiece at your next gathering, I'm going to be putting in some salt to taste, some chili flakes, and some black pepper. To this, I'm going to be adding in some purple cabbage. Look at that color, just beautiful and vibrant, just fantastic. And to that purple cabbage, I'm going to be adding in some English cucumber. So I'm going to have both Persian and English cucumber in this recipe. So I spiralized the English cucumber and added a little bit of beets to it just because I wanted that color. But once I thought of that in my head, I thought, why not put in some pitaya powder? So I'm going to be putting in some pitaya powder for a whole nother blend of color. It's going to be Holi soon, which is the color festival where we throw color on each other. This is what Indians do, right? We throw color on each other and we celebrate spring. So I thought this is a lovely dish to take to a potluck to celebrate Holi. So once that pitaya and the purple and the orange have all come together, I'm now going to be adding in some minced garlic. So allow the minced garlic to go all over, and to this let's go ahead and add some onions. Now a lot of people would leave the onions out, but I like adding the red onions because they are filled with quercetin, which is a completely anti-allergic thing. And as soon as you put in the onions, throw in some black pepper on the onions, some salt, and some sumac. So we have all the three flavors going, and give it a quick mix. Now, I'm often asked, why is the order so important? See, it's like this. It's just like the art of makeup. Would you do your eyeshadow before you put on your foundation? No. So if there is an order to makeup, and there is an order to dressing up in the morning, and there's an order to showering, and your shampoo goes before your conditioner, I think the order to making your salad is as important. So next is your pepperoncini. Now I like a little bit of acidic spice. You can also use dill pickles if you would like. And as soon as you add that, we are going to be throwing in some za'atar and some black olives. Now I chose to put black olives in this because they look really nice against the color of what I'm trying to create. But if you are a fan of like green olives, go ahead and use them. It's not a problem, but looks beautiful. Really go slow on the salt after this point because the pepperoncini has salt, so do the black olives, right? So we're going to be putting in a little bit of the cilantro at this point and some garbanzo beans. To the garbanzo beans, I've already added a little bit of salt and some coriander powder. I'm going to add more coriander powder and some sumac. Beautiful. As we layer it along, look at the colors coming alive. And while you're doing it, not only are you infusing flavors from all over the world, you are also creating beautiful, fresh nourishment for the springtime. That looks just divine. I'm in love. This is so pretty. Okay, now we're going to be adding in more of the cilantro. One quick toss, and I'm going to be ready to plate in just a few minutes. Welcome back. I'm ready to plate up. So in this little bowl here, I have some pitaya powder. I put some olive oil in there, and I also put in some lemon juice. So I'm just going to paint it on both sides like that. Looks so pretty. It's just something that makes people curious. Now let's say you don't have the pitaya powder. You could always do the same thing with some beet juice. Just get some really thick beet juice, put some agar in it. You got that, right? So let's put the salad right in the center. I love serving this family style. There's something so pretty of that. Nature, look at that nature, okay? Look at that beauty. So that's a Persian cucumber. So I want to put some of the Persian cucumber like so. And to this Persian cucumber, I've just put some salt, some of the pitaya powder, lemon juice, a little bit of black pepper, and that's it. And I just want to have it in a few places here and there, because the recipe was truly inspired by the Persians. So on top, just a teeny weeny bit of cilantro, and tucked in some cute little places, some mint leaves. I don't like garnishes, you know, which are just kept there. Like sometimes you go to some brunch places and there's like these fancy carrots and there's like parsley and tomatoes and nobody even touches them. I like my plate to my guests to be completely empty. Then I know I've like really done a good job on what I should be doing. Great, there you have it. Just a beautiful. You know, we're not really missing the tomatoes here. So I'm going to do a taste test from here. So, the right word would be complexity. The flavors are familiar, not so familiar, new, exotic, just global, truly inspirational, and from our kitchen to yours. Make sure that you subscribe and like this video, and let's share more culinary magic together right here at AUMcuisine.